Hello everyone. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's had a great week. If you are not new, welcome back. If you are new, welcome to the channel, welcome to the party. Let's have some fun. It's not really going to be a lot of fun today. I can tell you that right now. So, we're going to be talking about Titans Season 3, Episode 10, a little more in depth. And this, to me, is the worst episode of the season thus far. And that worries me because we have 3 episodes left in the season and things are this convoluted. I just don't know what the writers were thinking. I don't know why they thought some of the decisions that they had these characters make was a good one. My voice may raise during this review. I may go into a small rant during this review. I'm just putting it out there, just as a warning. Because I haven't been this upset with the Titans episode since season 2. Genuinely. I feel like I've flashed back to season 2 and I just... So, let's just get started. We start off with another close-up on Barbara's leaky ceiling that's above her desk. I don't know what it's supposed to signify. I don't know why it's so important. If someone knows, help me out. Essentially, Barbara in this scene, she is assessing the damage and overall nature of the contaminated water supply. And Gotham is going down the shitter. They're going in flames. I mean, what's new? But like, they're really going down in flames now. And I wish we would have seen a little bit more of that in this episode. We didn't get a lot of scenes of Gotham falling apart. But I'll blame that on production and whatnot. So, in the midst of this very important briefing, Barbara, you're the commissioner. You're supposed to be up for the task and figuring out how we're going to calm citizens down and reassure that everything's fine and fix this. You leave to go talk with Dick on the side. Why would you leave in the midst of the briefing? Like, literally, someone was in the middle of talking to you. And you left for a conversation that could have waited until after you did your job as a leader. Just one example of her being a terrible leader. Terrible. So, basically, Gotham is sealed off. No one can come in. No one can go out. All that jazz. So we cut from that. Jason and Scarecrow are in this garage. And before we get to the meat and potatoes of this scene, I just... why is Jason back with Crane? I have played out so many scenarios, so many explanations in my head, and still, I can't make it make sense. So maybe the writers can help me out, because I don't understand how you undo the development and redemption that you've placed upon Jason no less than 2 episodes ago. Why is he still dependent on Crane? He's not on drugs anymore. What is stopping him from going off and being on his own? Because I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought that's what we were leading to. He could finally be on his own and explore who he is. He could finally be Red Hood and cleanse Gotham or fix Gotham, eradicate crime in Gotham on his own terms, not because of anything that Crane has going on. I thought that's what we were leading to, but I guess not. I guess not. And I want to say, oh, maybe this is all a plan for him to go against Crane. He was doing that last episode. Okay. All right. His character writing has just been complete crap. And I think this is the height of his character writing. I really do. So, Scarecrow unveils a video and sends it everywhere. That basically incriminates the Titans and makes them responsible for the poisoning of Gotham's water supply. I just can't believe, like I said in my initial reaction, this was the backbone of your plan. This was how you were going to destabilize the Titans. Not by actually planting evidence that could incriminate the Titans over time, right? No. You put together a video that's equivalent to a PowerPoint presentation and you send it out to the masses. That's it. That's all it took. Never mind the police actually going to the scene of the crime and finding physical evidence against the Titans. There is no physical evidence presented the entire episode that makes it so the Titans are responsible. It's all public perception. It's all hearsay. That's it. That's all it took. I just... Couple things. Why didn't anyone at the GCPD immediately recognize that it was Crane? Like, you would think that would taint the validity of the video because it's Crane. But no one says anything. Even Barbara, who knows that that's Crane, she doesn't say anything. Cool. Okay, great. During this video, Crane places a $50,000 bounty on Nightwing's head. Please remember that. It is on Nightwing's head. But he also makes it so all the Titans are now wanted. And the police, they just roll with it. They just roll with it. Like, I guess you really just letting Crane call the shots.
Woo! All right.
And then at the end of the video, he unveils Red Hood as Gotham's new savior. Just a complete misunderstanding of Red Hood and his ideals and how he went about doing things. But, okay. Let's keep going. So after all that, Barbara and Dick are trying to figure out the next steps. They're like, well, we can't lose the citizens' trust. We need to make sure we keep their trust. We have to do something. Well, Barbara, as the commissioner, you have the power to initiate and put out a statement that flips it on Crane. Because you know that that's Crane on the video. You know that that's him speaking. You have the power to do that, I would assume. But you're not doing that. Okay. Got it. You can easily put out a statement in defense of the Titans and no one does it. Cool. Got it. Great. We cut to Wayne Manor and Gar's reading a book and he learns about the Lazarus Pit. Maybe that'll equate to something important later on. And then after he says the Lazarus Pit, bats fly overhead. So I don't know if that signifies Bruce's eventual return. Who knows? But I'm kind of disappointed because we're nearing the end of the season. And once again, Gar's character arc is intertwined with someone else's. It's not just him. It can't be just Gar who can develop as his own person and own hero. It's got to be intertwined with someone else's. All the time. Alrighty. We cut from that and Donna arrives near Gotham. And then as she's making her way to Gotham because it's closed off, so, you know, they can't really go into Gotham. She's walking. She gets approached / ambushed by Lydia. And then Lydia, somehow or another, transports her into this training ground. And that's where she spends 80% of the episode. I'm not really going to talk about it again after right now because to me, it was a waste of time. And it just didn't add anything. We could have spent this time focused on your main story. Like, why did this happen? And if you wanted Donna in the episode, all you had to do was just include the ending scene where she came back, she got to the border, she kicked the guards' butts, and went into Gotham. That's all you had to do. So after all that, all the Titans except for Dick, they go out into the streets to sort of try and get things under control. And they're fighting the citizens who have been drinking the hallucinogenic water. And they're foaming at the mouth. They can twist their limbs and be demons. It's a lot. And All I have to say to the scene is, why isn't Dick out there with them? Why isn't he doing something? You're the leader of this team and you're sitting or standing in the Batcave adding nothing. Your team, the people you want to call a family so bad, they are bearing the brunt of what Crane just did. They're being publicly scrutinized up front and personal. They're being attacked up front and personal. You're sitting in a Batcave adding nothing. You're not even out doing any sort of investigative work. You're just in the Batcave. Why? And they try to explain it like, oh, he has a $50,000 bounty. It would have only made things worse. Well, I don't know, Kory. It's kind of worse for you as well, because you and the rest of the team are wanted. You're wanted, dead or alive. You're in just as much risk as Dick, even with his $50,000 bounty. So he should have been doing something instead of standing there doing nothing. He's just, to me, this is another example of him being a terrible leader for the Titans. But what does he do after exhibiting nothing and contributing nothing to the team? He decides the best course of action is to go out to a bar with Barbara and have a couple shots to come up with a plan to fix everything. These are your leaders. You have Commissioner Gordon out having a drink when the city is falling apart and looking to you for leadership. And Dick, you're out having a drink with Barbara when the team is looking for you to figure out what the hell to do. You're at a bar with Barbara talking about shit that doesn't even matter, and you should be with your team coming up with a plan so you're not enemy number one. Ridiculous. So in infinite wisdom, Dick decides, with alcohol coursing through his veins, he decides that his plan is going to be to turn himself in as Nightwing. Please remember that. The plan is for him alone to turn himself in. And he reassures Barbara, like, this isn't even going to make the court. I'm going to post bail. It's fine. Oh, okay. We'll get back to that. Jason and Crane, they're looking over their victory, and Crane decides now is the time for Red Hood to come out and be the savior. So he gives Jason the suit. Whatever. Molly calls Jason before he has to go do what he has to do, and pretty much is like, let's just leave Gotham. Let's get the hell out of here and never look back. And Jason's like, I can't. And then Molly says the line, Red Hood, that's not who you are. That, to me, solidifies that they just don't understand Jason Todd / Red Hood. Or they do, and they're purposefully ignoring it. And I can support you going a different route for a character. What I cannot support is you removing core fundamental aspects of this anti-hero that make him who he is today. That's what I can't support, and that's what you've done. Red Hood is Jason at his core. His ideologies, the way he wants to eradicate crime, the way he goes about, that's Red Hood. That's Jason. It's just lack of understanding. All right, so we cut back to the Titans. Dick is at Wayne Manor, back from the bar, and now the plan is for the entire team to turn themselves in, not just Dick. Somehow it changed from it being just Dick to the entire team. Okay. This is your leader. How can you call these people your family, Dick, and then you're asking them to turn themselves in for a crime that they didn't commit? You're asking them to put themselves out there. And then it's like, you still want to promote the idea that we're just going to post bail and everything's going to be fine. You do understand that you and the entire team are accused of poisoning a city's water supply, right? But there's no physical evidence. No physical evidence. Doesn't matter. You are accused of poisoning a city's water supply, and you think they're going to offer you bail. In what world? Maybe I'm a little naive on the criminal justice system, but I would think if a group of people were accused of a crime like that, you're not getting bail. You're getting remanded. Just wanted to hop in here. As I'm editing, I'm realizing it's definitely possible that they could get bail because, like I said, there's no physical evidence. However, given how fast things have turned in Crane's favor, I just don't think it's a risk that they should take, especially as a team. Like, that just doesn't seem smart to me. Back to your regularly scheduled video. But that's just me. Dick's whole thing is like, well, if we do this, we can be in the shadows. We can work in the shadows. Dick, what is stopping you and the entire team from doing that right now? Right now. You could go off the grid and go in the dark and do what you need to do right now. They don't know that Wayne Manor is your base. The only people who know that are Jason Todd and Crane. No one else knows. Y'all could easily just leave. But I digress. Alrighty. Before the Titans do their perp walk, Red Hood goes to the officers. One is named Fletcher. And he pretty much, I guess, pays them off to set up the Titans during their perp walk and make sure, everything goes awry. And Fletcher is successful. During the perp walk, shit hits the fan and a whole fight breaks out. A lot of things happen during this fight. Overall, the fight is okay. I think the individual moments are great, but when it comes time for them to fight together as a team, the choreography is lacking. I wish there were more team dynamics incorporated into the choreography, because you can tell that they just didn't know what to do with some people. They were just standing there. Like, Superboy was literally just standing there. Beast Boy standing there. Kory fanning one little flame. During this fight scene, Blackfire gets shot. The Titans get separated. And Barbara ends up shooting Fletcher because he disobeyed a direct order. And that leads to her getting arrested, which is a little strange. I wouldn't think she would get arrested for that because you're the commissioner and it wasn't a fatal shot. But I don't know. I'm not well versed in that. Kory and Blackfire scamper off to a church, and Kory attempts to heal Blackfire. And in the midst of that, all of Kory's power is now transferred to Blackfire. All of it. Wow. And then it looked like they were going in the direction that Blackfire was going to reveal like some sort of betrayal, but it was a fake me out. So I don't know what their goal is with this sisterly relationship. Again, Starfire blames Blackfire. It's just the same thing that we've been seeing all season. I don't understand why Kory is once again depowered so close to the finale. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they do this last season? And then they didn't address it this season? So, I don't know. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Donna finally arrives at Gotham. And then we cut from that. And Raven returns. And I gotta say, this was like one of my favorite scenes in the episode. It was just such a badass entrance. She was a raven and then she transformed into herself. And it was just great. I loved the special effects on that. She looked great. She went to find Gar first because, like, hello, that's her best friend. So I thought it was a really cute scene, and she's learning about what happened and whatnot. And I'm excited to see what she'll contribute over these next 3 episodes. Crane, we end the scene. Crane is at Wayne Manor, and it's now Crane Manor. So they now have access to the Batcave, what have you. Okay. Jason ends up slashing the Wayne portrait. I guess he still holds resentment. And that's pretty much how we end the episode. I mean, this episode is just, it's just such messy writing. I feel like we're back in season 2. It's such messy writing. And we have 3 episodes left, and it just feels like we haven't gone anywhere with this main story. It doesn't seem like we're leading up to a nice little conclusion. I'm kind of worried. And it doesn't bring me joy to have to be so negative on this show, because I love the Teen Titans or Titans, whatever. But this is not it. This is not it at all. Anyhow, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys next week. Bye.